Alrighty, guys, I went 5-1 in my 6 personal sports bets on my website yesterday. And the only way you could access each and every one of those winners is to join my full access, all-inclusive board member package on that site. That also improves my record to 19-3 in my last 22 board member tier package bets themselves. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to my NBA free pick video here today for Monday, March 20th, 2023. As always, my name is Brock Page, and I've been giving away free sports picks right here on YouTube since 2016. I also sell my personal sports bets on patreon.com/BrockPage. And once again, guys, we're coming off another winning 5-1 day in all of my personal selections yesterday. That's also going to improve our record to 19-3 in my last 22 board member tier package bets on that website as well. And if you want to see a full video breakdown of every single one of my personal bets here today, there's only one way to do that, and that's to sign up for my full access, all-inclusive board member package on my website. Once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. Not only do board members get access to my board member podcast every single day, you're also going to get access to every single personal play of mine, every single package, every single day until April 1st. Now, I currently have over 560 members who are signed up and active on my website right now. Now, you may be wondering what the difference is between what we do here on YouTube and what I do on my website. Well, what I do here on YouTube is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sport, side and total. And what I do on my website is I actually share with you which one of these free picks on these videos that I'm actually betting on personally. And with that, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. We're going to start off in the Bulls-Sixers game, 7 o'clock Eastern start time. Philadelphia's minus 7.5, totals 224 and a hook. Now, the Red Hot Sixers won their last 8 straight, and they're currently the best three-point shooting team in the NBA. Tyrese Maxey drills 42% of his three-pointers. He's also third on the team in points with 20 a game. Meanwhile, Joel Embiid, he averages a league-high 33.5 points per contest. Now, they're facing a Chicago team who's given up 115 points a game in their last 10 meetings with Philly. Matter of fact, out of those 10 ball games I just mentioned, the Bulls got the outright W only one time. As far as this season's concerned, Chicago is scoring fewer points a game on the road than most clubs in the East. Now, injury-wise, Caruso and Green are questionable. Lewis is out. Meanwhile, for Philly, P.J. Tucker's banged up with an ankle. When it comes to the total, the Sixers saw unders against the likes of Charlotte, Washington, and Minnesota. They've also held Chicago to just 106 points a game in their last 10 head-to-head meetings. Now, the Bulls on the other side, they are 13-10 to the under against Eastern Conference opponents on the road. They also saw unders more recently against the likes of Miami, Sacramento, and Denver. Give me Philadelphia minus 7.5, under 224 and a hook. Next game, Pacers, Hornets, 7 o'clock East. Indies minus 1.5, totals 233 and a hook. And as bad as the Pacers have been, it's actually the Hornets who have the second fewest wins in the Eastern Conference. And in addition to losing 7 out of their last 9, Charlotte's averaging fewer points a game at home than any other club in the NBA. They're facing a Pacer team on the other side who covered in 6 out of their last 10, despite their recent injuries. Buddy Hield's drilling nearly 43% of his three-pointers. And he also averages 17 points a game. Meanwhile, Miles Turner is scoring over 17.5 points per contest himself. Now, injury-wise, Duarte Jackson and Mathurin are questionable. Brown and Halliburton are out. Meanwhile, for the Hornets on the other side, Martin and Williams are both out for them. When it comes to the total, Charlotte's 23-12 to the under in their own building. They also went 70% to the under in their last 10 at any location. Give me the Pacers minus 1.5, under 233 and a hook. Next game, Timberwolves, Knicks, 7:30 p.m. East. New York's minus 8, totals 228. Now, the Knicks are on a 3-game winning streak, and they covered the point spread in 7 out of their last 10. When it comes to defensive play, it's pretty hard to shoot against these guys. They're in the top 3 in defensive field goal percentage. They also have the third lowest defensive three-point percentage in the NBA. Julius Randle has a handful of steals on the year, along with 8 defensive boards a game. Now, Randle also leads the roster right now in scoring with 25 points a night. Meanwhile, Jalen Brunson, he's drilling over 41% of his 3 balls. Now, they're facing a banged-up Minnesota team who lost 5 out of their last 6, and they certainly have a tough time rebounding the basketball. Minnesota grabs fewer defensive boards than most clubs in the league. No real surprise here, guys. Minnesota's in the bottom 10 in the NBA in offensive rebounding. Now, injury-wise, Rivers, Gobert, Reed, and Edwards are questionable. Jalen Noel's doubtful. And when it comes to the total, New York saw overs against the likes of Portland, Boston, and Miami. They're also 9-4 to the over in their last 13 home games against the Western Conference. Meanwhile, Minnesota's gone a staggering 11-2 to the over in their East Coast road games. Give me the Knicks -8 over 228. Next contest, Mavs, Grizzlies, 8 o'clock Eastern start time. Memphis is -2, totals 229.5. Now, good, bad, healthy, or indifferent, the Grizzlies have been nearly impossible to beat at home. They're 29-5 in the FedEx Forum, and they've held their opponents to just 107 points a game there. The Grizzlies also lead the NBA in defensive field goal percentage at home as well. Jaren Jackson has a handful of steals on the season. Also grabs 5 defensive boards a game. Now, Jackson's making 49% of his attempts from the field. Meanwhile, Desmond Bane leads the active roster in scoring and also drills 40% of his shots from beyond the arc. Now, they're facing a Mavs club on the other side who's had a tough time getting the W, especially on the road. These guys are 14-21 while traveling. And in addition to that, the Dallas Mavericks are currently dead last in the NBA in offensive rebounding away from home. Now, they've also had trouble scoring against Memphis in recent gatherings. They're averaging only 106 points a game in their last 10 meetings with the Grizzlies. Now, injury-wise, Kyrie Irving, Markieff Morris, and Luka Doncic, they are all questionable to suit up. When it comes to the scoring, 7 out of these teams' last 10 head-to-head meetings did fall under. Now, the Mavs on the other side, they saw 3 out of their last 4 on the road. Give me Memphis -2, under 229.5. Next game, Warriors, Rockets, 8 o'clock East. Golden State's -11, totals 237. Golden State's on a 3-game skid, and they failed to cover in 6 out of their last 8. And out of 36 ball games on the road this year, Golden State got the W only 7 times. They actually give up a league-worst 124 points a game in their travels. They're taking on a Rockets team who got the W in 3 out of their last 4. When it comes to covering, Houston went 6-3 against the spread in their last 9. Covers against the likes of the Lakers, Celtics, and Pacers. Now, Jalen Green, he's scoring a team-high 22 points a game. Meanwhile, Kevin Porter Jr. grabs 5.5 rebounds a night and also scores 18 points per contest. Now, injury-wise, the Rockets are mostly healthy at the moment. No significant scratches to report to you as of right now. Meanwhile, for the Warriors, Kevon Looney is questionable. Rollins, Payton, Wiggins, and Iguodala, they are all still out. When it comes to the total, the Warriors are 27-9 to the over in their travels. They also went 60% to the over in their last 10 at any location. Give me the Rockets +11 over 237. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our next and final breakdown for the video. It's going to be in the Kings-Jazz game, 9 o'clock East. Sacramento's -4.5, totals 240. Now, the Kings got the W in 8 out of their last 10. They're leading the NBA right now in points per game. De'Aaron Fox has a team best 25 points a night. He also shoots it really well from the field. Now, Domantas Sabonis, he's also second on the team in scoring. And he also leads the NBA in rebounds per game. Now, they're facing a Utah team on the other side who lost 5 out of their last 8. And they may have to go to work without leading scorer Lauri Markkanen. He's currently questionable to suit up here today. But even when these guys are mostly healthy, this is a team who does not play great defense. They're giving up more points a game at home than most clubs in the West. When it comes to the injury report, once again, Markkanen's still questionable. Clarkson and Sexton, they are both out. Now, Sacramento on the other side, Lyles and Herter, they're a little bit banged up for them. Keep an eye on those guys. Total-wise, Sacramento wins 60% to the over in their last 10. They're also 7-3 to the over in their last 10 meetings with Utah. Meanwhile, the Jazz saw their last 7 straight get over the total themselves. Give me Sacramento -4.5, over 240. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our quick pick recap. Give me the Sixers -7.5, under 224 and a hook. Indiana Pacers -1.5, under 233.5. I'm 19-3 in my last 22 board member tier package bets on my website. And if you want to see a video breakdown of every single one of my personal sports bets here today, there's only one way to do that, and that's to join my full access, all-inclusive board member package on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage. Give me the Knicks -8, over 228. I like the Memphis Grizzlies -2, getting the job done against the number. Houston Rockets +11, over 237. With my next and final pick for the video, give me the Kings -4.5, over 240.